So, there is a lot of female dating experts on YouTube who are giving advice mostly to young black women on dating, femininity, how to attract a man, all of these things. But it's one thing that many of them are pointing out in unison and something that they have in common as well. They're telling young black women and all of the women who are listening, your education is not going to make you any more appealing to a man. And although it's not necessarily said in this way, it's this undertone of your education really means nothing. It really makes you nothing. It really adds no value to you. That's the way it comes across, whether they mean it or not. And the ones who actually promote this, the thing that they have in common is they're not educated. And, whatever kind of education they think they have, what you went to community college or you got some type of certificate, whatever. That's not the type of education that we're talking about, but they're comparing themselves to people who have real bachelor's, master's, PhD, when it's not even the same. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit more about that and why I think it is that they're pushing this narrative. It's so competitive to be a female. It may be more competitive than being a male in the world of dating. I'm going to go with females have to be more competitive than males in the world of dating. You remember when you were a little girl, whether you were one of the alpha females or not, if you were, then you still saw it happening. When you were in elementary school or whatever the case may be, and I know this happened to me personally. You started having boyfriends or whatever the case may be. Other little girls noticed that other little boys liked you, and you were popular. You had friends. You were in your own world. I was in my own world, not concerned about what anyone else was doing. And I was smart back then too. What I had good grades then as well, and I had boyfriends. People that I didn't socialize with didn't like me for some reason. And whether it was the hair, the clothes, whatever it may be, it was always just something that they made any excuse to pick on you about. And they go at you to try to bring you down a notch. Really, that's what it is. They see you have things that they want, so they try to make you feel smaller, try to make you feel less than. And if they can make you believe it, what happens is it internalizes. You start feeling less about yourself. It materializes, and when you behave in that manner, you become less attractive to the other guys, and you're one less female that they have to worry about. So now they can capitalize on these guys that they're interested in this popularity. And I think this is the same thing. All of these women that are telling other women that their education is insignificant. This is something that you work for. This is something that has added value to you as a person. Now, I don't know why it's always this thing that they're so concerned about somebody thinking that they're better than them because they're educated. That's not really that's not the focus. I'm not worried about you, but this is what I wanted for myself, just like all of the rest of you out there who got your degrees. Is what you wanted for yourself. You invested money and time into it. And yes, it is valuable. You don't have to let anybody else tell you that it's not valuable. So, in telling you that your education doesn't mean anything to anybody and it doesn't make you any better than you were before you got it, which if it wasn't going to make you any better, why would you invest thousands of dollars in it and waste 4 years of your life? Of course, it has added value to you, and yes, it has made you better than you were before. You've learned a lot, you've done a lot, and for those of you who are making 2 to 3 times more money than you would have made without it, yes, it has made you better personally than you were before. That's excluding making you better than somebody else. Nobody's worried about that. But when they're saying that to you, they want you to take yourself down a notch so that all these other little bubble-headed women, and which they're bubble-headed women too, if you feel less about yourself, then you'll act as if you're less than what you think you are. They don't want the educated women of the world walking around feeling like they have a leg up, because they'll act like they have a leg up, which may actually lead them to pull more men with that confidence. So that's a underhanded, maybe unconscious way of knocking out competition. Now, all educated women don't get the best jobs or don't get the job in their field. Trust me, I understand that. I was one of them. I didn't get a well-paying job until a year after I officially graduated college. But I mean, now that I am in my field, I'm in a position where I can actually take care of myself. A man can come or go, and I'm still going to be good. And a woman who can't do the same is going to sit there and tell me that I don't have an upper hand in life. I mean, forget a man. We're just talking about life in general. That's where it starts. You have to be your best self before we even put the whole finding a mate, before we even incorporate finding a mate. In life, yes, I have the upper hand. I am self-sufficient, and you are not. I am less desperate than you are. Educated women, you are less desperate than uneducated women or women simply who cannot support themselves financially. If you can support yourself financially, yes, you are in a better position unless you are less desperate. Without a man, they can't take care of themselves. That's why they're looking for somebody else to do it, because they didn't have the brain power to do it themselves. And actually, I'm a fairly attractive woman. And in college, you meet various other attractive women. There's a lot of attractive, educated women. And yes, you do have the upper hand when you attract men to you who, yeah, they want to extort physical pleasures from you. But as a secure woman financially who really doesn't need what they have, when they get out of line, you have the authority to dismiss them without missing anything that they could have given you anyway. When the little tipple-headed chick over here who can't get it for herself, who hasn't got it for herself, is more likely to be contemplating trading some type of sexual pleasures for some type of financial support from a man, because she's desperate for it and she needs it. So I just want to say that to say, don't let these women out here, especially women who have no idea what they're talking about, they're not educated. They have never been financially self-sufficient themselves. So they don't even understand the lifestyle. They've been trying to get it from somebody else. Don't let them tell you that you're not who you think you are. because they don't know who you are. They only know their situations, not yours.